Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine at home. First of all, let us pray our Almighty God to put an end to this pandemic and give us our old peaceful environment. Okay children, today we'll be starting with exercise 1.2 in the first lesson, that is similarity. Before starting with 1.2, we have to discuss certain theorems. So let us first start with the first theorem of this year, that is basic proportionality theorem. So children, if you have textbook, please open page number 7. See, in this we are having basic proportionality theorem, that is, if a line parallel to a side of a triangle intersects the remaining sides in two distinct points, then the line divides the sides in the same proportion. Now, what is the meaning of this? Children, we are well acquainted with theorem and its converse from standard 9th. Theorem is a statement which will be given. We have to find from the theorem what is given and what is to be proved, and we have to prove the theorem also. Now see here what is given, how to find out what is given and what is to be proved. See, after the word then, whatever appears that has to be proved, and before the word then, whatever is there, that is you have to write in given statement. Now here what is given, if a line parallel to a side of a triangle, that means a triangle is given and a line is parallel to one side of a triangle, and then there are remaining two sides. It is also given this parallel line intersects the other two sides, that is AB at point P and intersects AC at point Q. So this all we have to mention in given. Now what is to be proved? Then the line divides the sides in the same proportion. This line is dividing AB and AC in the same proportion. That means how this line is divided as AP and PB. Ratio and proportion already we discussed in the first video. That is, now we have to prove AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Now, so what is given? A triangle is given and a parallel line is given. This is not enough to prove what is to be proved. So what I am going to do, we are going to construct. What we are going to construct, that is, we are going to join PC and BQ. So here it's given in dotted lines. Okay. Now this I am explaining in simple statement which is I have written already in my note. Now just see here children. So first what I am going to do, I am going to take triangle APQ and I am going to take triangle PQB. These two triangles I am taking and I am going to find the ratio of these two triangles. Ratio of areas of these two triangles. So I have drawn separately and shown you for your reference. Now see, triangle APQ is an acute angle triangle. So I can draw the height over here. Okay, this is imaginary. No need to draw, I am just explaining you. Then another triangle PBQ. This is an obtuse angle triangle. So this triangle also has the same height. That means these two triangles are having equal height. So what will be the ratio of their areas? Already we have discussed in the first video. That will be equal to base upon base. So base for this triangle is AP and the base for this triangle is PB. So that is what I have written in the first statement. AP upon PB. Next I am going to take these two triangles, triangle APQ and triangle PQC. So I have drawn here separately. Again here this will be the height for this acute angle triangle, and also this will be the height for this obtuse angled triangle. That means these two triangles are having same height. So again the ratio of their areas will be equal to base upon base. So that is AQ upon QC. Second statement is over. Now coming to the third statement, that is C. Already we discussed in the first video that these two lines are parallel. So distance between them will be the same. That is height of these two triangles will be equal. So I have drawn separately. See, these two lines are parallel. I am taking triangle PQB. First I am taking this triangle and then I am taking PQC. I am taking this triangle. Both these triangles have equal height and a common base, that is PQ. So already we discussed in the first video, that is if two triangles are having equal height and equal base, then their areas are equal. So I have written these two areas are equal. Now children, just go back and see, this is area of triangle PQB and this is area of triangle PQC. Just now we have told these two are equal, and see above, already it is APQ and APQ. That means what we are getting, these two are equal, these two are already same. That means from these statement 1, 2 and 3 we are getting these two ratios are equal. As already we discussed, if the left hand sides are equal, then the right hand sides are also equal. That is, we get AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. So this is what basic proportionality theorem says. That is, again I repeat, if a triangle is given and a line is parallel to a side of a triangle, then this line divides the other two sides in proportion. So here I have explained with diagrams. You can refer textbook page number 7 and you can see how they have explained. Okay, whichever you prefer you can follow. Now, as we know, every theorem has a converse. That is, converse is, see, we have to go in a reverse way. That is, if this is given, then we can say that the lines are parallel. That is, see, for example, if it's given that AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC, then we can say that this line L is parallel to line BC. That is the converse of this basic proportionality theorem. I hope you have understood this theorem. Now let's move on to the next theorem, that is angle bisector theorem. You can refer page number 8, children, for angle bisector theorem. See what the theorem is saying. The bisector of an angle of a triangle. That means there is a triangle, there is a bisector of an angle. It is dividing the other opposite. It divides the sides opposite to the angle in the ratio of the remaining sides. That means what we have to prove. See, this is a triangle. This is the angle bisector. Then we have to say that it is dividing the other sides, that is in proportion. See, AE upon EB is equal to AC upon CB. This is what we have to prove. Now children, the information given is not enough, so we are going to construct. What we are going to construct, that is C. You can look over here, children. Again I repeat, see what is given? A triangle is given. That is, a triangle ACB is given. And it's given this ray CE is the bisector of angle ACB. And we have to prove that AE upon EB is equal to AC upon CB. This information is not enough to prove this. So what I am going to construct is, I am going to extend AC. AC should be extended in such a way that, and I am going to draw parallel line, that is CE should be parallel to BD. I hope you have understood. That means in short I have to say that I have to draw another parallel line which should be parallel to CE. Okay. Now let's start proving. Now see. First what is given? They have given that CE is the bisector. So we know these two angles are equal. So I have written over here angle ACE is equal to ECB. For example, if I consider this as x degree, this also will be x degree. That is statement number 1. Now let me go to the next statement. That is, see, already we have considered that these two are parallel by construction. Now if I take this as a transversal, I have drawn here separately. These two lines are parallel and this is a transversal. You can observe it forms alphabet F. F means we know they form corresponding angles. So these two angles are congruent. Let's come back here. That is, just now we have got that angle ACE is congruent to angle ADB. So that's what I have written over here. Now since I have taken this as x degree, so this also will be x degree now. Now let's move on to the next page. That is C. Now again these two are parallel. Now let me take CB as a transversal. So I have drawn here separately. CB is a transversal. You can observe from the figure that it forms alphabet Z. Z means we know it forms alternate angles. So we are getting these two angles are congruent. So I have written, come back here and just see these two angles. So angle ECB is congruent to angle CBD. Reason is alternate angles. Now you can see here if it is x degree, this also will be x degree. Now look at this triangle CBD. You can see that this is also x, this is also x. Okay, that is what I have written here. That is angle CBD is congruent to angle CDB. Now we know, we have already learnt in the lower class about isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means what? Two sides will be equal and also the base angles will be equal. So here just now we have got that these two angles are equal. That means this triangle CBD is an isosceles triangle. So I have written triangle CBD is an isosceles triangle. How we have got? That is converse of isosceles triangle theorem. Now since we have got that these two angles are equal, we can say that these sides are congruent. Come back over here. These two angles are x degree. So we get that CB will be equal to CD. So I have written CB is equal to CD. Okay, let me keep it as statement number 4. Now see triangle ABD. I have drawn here separately ABD. We have drawn that according to construction we got these two lines are parallel. So just now we have learnt basic proportionality theorem, that is in a triangle if two lines are parallel then we know that is AE upon EB is equal to AC upon CD. That is what I have written over here. AE upon EB is equal to AC upon CD. Now children, just look at statement number 4. We have written CB is equal to CD. So what I am going to do? In place of CD, I will be substituting as CB. So that is what I have written here. That is, in place of CD, I have written CB. From where we have got this? We have got from statement number 4. So thus we have proved what we wanted, that is AE upon EB is equal to AC upon CB. I hope you have understood this second theorem also. Now let's learn about its converse. Converse is also the same, that is reverse. If these two ratios are equal, then we can say that CE is the bisector of angle ACB. That is, again I repeat, we have to go in the reverse way. Okay. Now these are the two theorems which we'll be using in exercise 1.2. Now third one is the property, that is property of three parallel lines and the transversal. Children, this already we have learnt in standard 8. See, there are three parallel lines, that is line L is parallel to line M and that is also parallel to line N. That is, all the three lines are parallel. Then what we can write, that is their intercepts. These are the intercepts, segment AB, segment BC. These are the intercepts on this transversal PQ. Same way segment XY and segment YZ are the intercepts on this transversal Q. So they will be in proportion, that is they will be in, the ratios will be equal. That is AB upon BC will be equal to XY upon YZ. Simply the main theme is important because we have to apply over here. So now let's start with a practice set 1.2. It's in page number 13. Now see, first question. We have to find whether the diagram is given, all this information is given. We have to find whether this ray PM is the bisector of this angle P, that is QPR. How to find? Just now we have learnt basic proportionality theorem. We have learnt angle bisector theorem. Now this here we have to try to apply angle bisector theorem. Why? Because they have asked about that angle bisector. How we will try to apply here? Directly they have not given that these two are the bisectors. We have to prove. So we will try to apply converse. Converse means how? Imagine if this is the bisector. If PM is the bisector, then how we will be writing our angle bisector theorem? That is, we'll close this angle P and you can start either from Q or you can start from R. For example, if I start from Q, then angle bisector theorem says QM upon MR is equal to QP upon PR. So we will try to find whether these ratios are equal. So first I am finding QM upon MR. The numbers I picked from here. QM is 3.5, MR is 1.5. This is after one number the decimal is given. Here also after one number the decimal is, so it gets nullified by itself and we are getting 35 upon 15. So I have split it and written 35 as 7 5s are and 15 is 3 5s are. It got cancelled and we have got 7 upon 3. Now let us find the second ratio, that is QP upon PR. Ready-made 7 upon 3 is given. From 1 and 2 we can see that this is also 7 upon 3, this is also 7 upon 3. That means these two are equal. So this is satisfied. That means we have understood that ray PM is the bisector. So this is very important, this statement, By converse of angle bisector theorem, ray PM is the bisector of angle QPR. Now let's go to question number 2. Now see here, whatever information is given I have written, I have drawn the figure. We have to say whether these two are parallel. These two are parallel means immediately it should strike our mind that we should try to apply basic proportionality theorem. Okay, see again, what is basic proportionality theorem? As I said, a triangle will be given, a line will be parallel to the one side of the triangle, then this will be in proportion. So here, but here they have not said that these two are parallel. We have to prove that they are parallel. That means we should try to go in a reverse way. That is, we should find the ratio. For example, if this is parallel to this, then how we will apply basic proportionality theorem? That is, see, what it will be, Pn upon Nr is equal to Pm upon Mq. See, let me write over here, Pn upon Nr is equal to Pm upon Mq. If these two are parallel, then we get this. So what we have to do, we have to try to find whether these ratios are equal. So we have to find Pn upon Nr. Pn, they have not given the length of Pn, but instead they have given PR and they have given Nr. So this whole thing is 20, this is 8, then this will be 20 minus 8, that is 12. So I have written over here, PR is equal to Pn plus Nr, that is, they are collinear points, P dash, N dash, R. So I have written 20 is equal to Pn plus 8. Pn is equal to 8 goes over here. 20 minus 8 is 12. Same way here, Pm is 15, Mq is not given. Instead they have given full PQ is 25. So how much will be Mq? 25 minus 15, 10. So same way I have written over here. They are collinear points, so P dash, M dash, Q. Now let's find this ratio. Pn upon Nr is equal to, Pn is 12, Nr is 8. I have cancelled and got 3 upon 2. Now this ratio Pm upon Mq is equal to 15 upon 10 is equal to, I have cancelled and got 3 upon 2. Now these both are equal. So from 1 and 2 we get Pn upon Nr is equal to Pm upon Mq. That means this is satisfied. So we can write by converse, which is very important, children. By converse of basic proportionality theorem, we have got that line NM is perpendicular to line RQ. I hope you have understood. Now let's move on to the third sum. The diagram is given. MQ is 2.5, MN is 5. This is Pn is 7 and we have to find QP. Now see, we have learned two theorem and a property. So seeing this, what should strike your mind? That is, we have to apply angle bisector theorem. Have they given this is a bisector? Yes, they have given this is a bisector. Qn is the bisector of angle MNP. So first information you should mention that in triangle MNP, Qn is the bisector of angle MNP. So by angle bisector theorem, how you'll write, close this. Wherever angle bisector is there, close this alphabet. Either start from P or start from M. Okay, that is, choice is yours. So let me start from M. You can write MQ upon QP is equal to Mn upon Np. Okay, I have written here. Now I have substituted. Mn is 5, Np is 7, Mq is 2.5. This is not given. Then I have cross multiplied. 5 into QP is equal to 7 into 2.5. So this 5 I brought down. Now here see, there is a decimal point here. In order to remove the decimal point, I have multiplied by 10 to the numerator and denominator. Why 10? Because this decimal is after one digit. So I multiplied by 10 to the numerator and denominator. Now see, this becomes 25.0, so the 0 can be removed. So 7 into 25 upon 5 into 10. So I've cancelled 7 5s are 35 upon 10. Since there is a 0, we can put decimal after one number, one digit. So QP is 3.5. In the question, units are not mentioned. So here I have written units. The same way you can do sum number 6 and sum number 8. Now coming to question number 4. See here children, diagram is given. They have given this is 60 degree, this is also 60 degree. And they have asked us to prove the ratio, that is AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. Now think what these ratios are. This is the answer of basic proportionality theorem. This we got from basic proportionality theorem. When can we apply basic proportionality theorem? We can apply in a triangle if this is parallel to this. If these two are parallel, we can apply this ratios. But here ratios are given, that means, sorry children, this is to be proved. That means if we get these two are parallel, then we can get this ratio. This is the answer for basic proportionality theorem. So first intention is we have to say whether they are parallel. That is, we have to say whether PQ is parallel to BC. So whatever information is given, we'll try to use it. What information is given? They have given this is 60 degree. This is also 60 degree. So see, I have drawn over here. These two are equal. This is forming alphabet F. So immediately you will come to know it is they form corresponding angles. So they have given corresponding angles are equal. That means these two lines are parallel. So I have written, so PQ is parallel to BC. How we have got corresponding angle test. Now since they are parallel, immediately we can apply basic proportionality theorem. So in triangle ABC, first thing we have to write is PQ is parallel to BC. Because if it is parallel, then we can apply this theorem. So by basic proportionality theorem, we have got AP upon PB is equal to AQ upon QC. So we have got our answer. Now going to question number 5. See, I have drawn the figure. They have mentioned it is a trapezium. Let's recall the properties of a trapezium. In trapezium, opposite sides are parallel. Okay. Sorry, opposite sides means one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So here AB is parallel to DC and already they have given all the three lines are parallel. So all the three lines are parallel. So just now we have learnt a property, that is if three lines are parallel, then the intercepts are in ratios. So again coming back over here. So by the property of three parallel lines and the transversals, what do we get? AP upon PD is equal to BQ upon QC. I have substituted the values. Again here by cross multiplying, 12 into BQ is equal to 15 into 14. 12 is multiplication over here. If it goes that side, it will be division. So 15 into 14 upon 12. So I have factorized all the numbers. 15 is 5 3s are, 14 is 7 2s are, 12 is 2 into 2 into 3. So common numbers I have cancelled and I have got 35 upon 2. After dividing I have got 17.5. Again here units are not mentioned. So the answer BQ is equal to 17.5 units. Now let's move on to, question number 7 is also similar to this, children. I hope you will do by yourself. Now let's move to sum number 9. Again, I've drawn the figure. See the symbol, children. Immediately it should strike that you should apply angle bisector theorem. Okay, so before applying, first we should give here that this is a bisector. It should be written. So in triangle ABC, BD is the bisector of angle ABC. That is given. So we are going to apply angle bisector theorem. Again I said you can close this alphabet B, either start from A or start from C. If I start from A, I get AD upon DC is equal to AB upon BC. If you start from C, you will be getting CD upon DA is equal to CB upon BA. Anyway, the final answer will be same. So here I have started from A, I have got AD upon DC is equal to AB upon BC. Whatever values are given, I have substituted, cross multiplication is done. As we know, this is a binomial, this is also a binomial. How to multiply? This x should be multiplied with this whole bracket. Then minus 2 is multiplied to this whole bracket. Now x should be multiplied with this. X into x is x square, plus 5 into x will be 5x, minus 2 into x will be minus 2x, minus into plus is minus, 2 5s are 10. Same way x into x is x square plus 2x. Okay. Now I am bringing all this x square and plus 2x I am bringing to the other side. So what I am getting? So I brought over here. See. Just a minute, children. Yeah. After bringing, first we will solve this. Plus 5x minus 2x. If you are getting confused, just write here and see. There is a plus sign, there is a negative sign. So what we have to do, subtract and put greater number sign. So I have written plus 3x. Then I brought this here, it becomes minus x square. I brought this here, it becomes minus 2x. Plus x square minus x square gets cancelled. And again plus 3 plus minus 2. We have to subtract and put greater number sign. So I have got 1x is equal to this 10 I brought here, minus 10 will become plus 10. So I got the value of x. Okay children, now I will stop here. We will continue in the next lecture. I hope you have enjoyed this video. You can share your comments so that I can improve myself and give my best to you in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.